Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at game number 2 in our 20 from the Atari 2600 VCS series. Yeah, we're almost done wrapping this series up. Well, this game was a fantastic port of an arcade smash hit for Atari in 1979. This one was created in 1981 by Atari and Brad Stewart, and this is the immortal Asteroids. Now this introduced color into the game, and the original was black and white vector game, and this is awesome because it has 66 different game variations in it. Plus the sound effects are great. There's all sorts of special features in this. I love this. This was one of the first handful of games we got for our Atari, which we got in I think Christmas of 1981. But we just played this over and over. My sister and I used to be really good at this, and we could flip the score over multiple times. I couldn't do that this time around, but you only have to get 100,000 points to flip over the score, and we'll look at that later. But note that your ship can turn in 16 different directions, can face 16 different directions. That's a good thing to remember as you turn around and try to line up your shots to take out the asteroids that appear on either side of you. And only if you set the difficulty switch to A will you be able to face the satellites and UFOs. And the satellites are blue ships, and they're worth 200 points, and the UFOs are small yellow ships, and they're very, very dangerous, and they're 1,000 points. And you'll see that later on in the gameplay. There I set the difficulty switch to A so that I can see those ships. And it's really the way you want to play, because it's similar to the arcade version. But man, did I love this when it came out. I still enjoy it quite a bit. One thing to remember, give yourself a comfort zone. If the asteroids start closing in on that comfort zone, then you want to quickly react and take out the asteroids that are invading in your comfort zone. See, I'm turning around this way and that and taking out asteroids that are getting close. And note that they break up into smaller pieces when you shoot them once. And depending on the game variation that you have, the asteroids may only break into a few pieces, or one smaller piece is all. It just depends on which game setting you have. Some of the game settings will give you an extra life at 5,000, which is the setting I'm playing on right now. Some of them will give you an extra life at 10,000, some at 20,000, and some not at all. And you will hear a higher pitched sound when the UFO is making an appearance. And it's good to keep a cluster of small asteroids floating around in the playfield, because that increases the chances of a satellite or a UFO slamming into them and dying. Okay, there I got an extra life. You max out at 9 extra lives. You cannot get more than that. Ah, crap, you little bastard. Yeah, their shots are more accurate than the big fat satellite. So they're very dangerous, and it's good to have smaller asteroids littering the playfield so that they can run into them. Man, he missed me. They're usually better with their shots than that. But just kind of learn how often they enter the playfield. They will, or, you know, the amount of time before they enter the playfield next. And litter the playfield with plenty of asteroids so that they can run into them. Unfortunately, you do not get the points for the enemies running into the asteroids. That kind of sucks, but oh well. But, you little turd. How did he not get hit? Even though I don't get the points, I want him to get hit. But, the special feature that your ship has here is hyperspace. And to activate the special feature, you pull down on the joystick. To thrust, you push up. I was really impressed by how Atari was able to get all the different controls into just a joystick and a button. Atari did a hell of a job with that in this port. I mean, there were a ton of buttons. It was really convoluted for the arcade game. You little turd, we shot each other. The game is also generally very good at waiting until the coast is clear before putting your next ship on the playfield. Generally very good. Sometimes they falter and you're put right in the path of a floating asteroid. Damn it. Well, I got my extra life. But yeah, the special feature that my ship has is hyperspace, and I never use it. It sucks. You pull down and you just appear somewhere else on the playfield, and you can often appear right in the path of an asteroid. I do not like using it. Crap, that was clumsy. But other game variations will give you a different special feature for your ship whenever you pull down on the controller. There will also be a shield on some of the game variations. God damn it! And the shield is really cool. You can pull down on the joystick and you can survive an asteroid or an enemy shot or running into an enemy. You'll just go right through them. But you can't hold down the shield for more than a couple seconds or you'll die. You'll explode. But we will look at that later on. Another special feature is flip. You just pull down on the joystick and you flip 180 degrees the other way. So you can turn around, you know, on a dime and shoot asteroids or whatever behind you. Very handy feature. The game... you little turd. The game variations go in cycles of 8. They'll have slow asteroids. Some of the asteroids that you break down will start moving fast. There will be an extra life at 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, or maybe not at all. You may have hyperspace as your... whoa. I almost never use thrust either. Stay at the middle if you can. Try to stay at the middle. And just make little movements to take out asteroids that infringe on your comfort zone. There will also be some variations that do not give you a special feature for your ship. 33 and 66 are children's versions. Asteroids do not break into faster particles, you get an extra life at 5,000, and you have hyperspace. From 34 to 66, that is for two-player alternating play. And you will alternate as soon as one player loses a life. But as I mentioned before, oh crap, you cannot stock up extra lives past 9. And you will roll the score over at 100,000. And I used to be able to do that on this higher difficulty, on difficulty switch A that gives you the enemy ships to contend with. I used to be able to do that multiple times. But, you little turd! Yeah, learn generally how long it takes before the enemy ships show up. There's a little interval between when they show up, and try to litter the screen with litter the screen with asteroid particles so that they can run into them, and then try to clear the screen of asteroids just before they appear. Oh, that was stupid. Because right when you destroy that last asteroid, the screen will fill up with new asteroids, and the damn it, they didn't put me in a very good place there. Once you clear the screen of asteroids, then the new asteroids will appear, and if you time it right, you can get the enemy craft to run right into the new asteroids. But that was Asteroids for the Atari 2600, and we're going to look at some of the game variations, and I'll describe what goes on in them. Like I said, it's basically a cycle of 8 different variations, and then they add a special feature to your ship. But your default one is hyperspace. Let's look at some of the different things. There's setting 2. That is faster asteroids. See, they sometimes move fast when they break down, and you get an extra life of 5,000, and you get hyperspace. And in setting 3, you have slower asteroids. You get an extra life at 10,000, and you have hyperspace. See, it just alternates between slow and faster asteroids. A couple settings will have extra life at 5,000, and then 10,000 for the next 2, and then 20,000 for the next 2, and then none for the next 2. And for all those first 8 settings, you have hyperspace as your special feature. And then from 9 to 16, they basically repeat 1 through 8, but this time around you will have the shield, and we will look at that in just a minute. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I was able to upload a number of games in this series. I want to get through this series because I will be doing the Intellivision home system next after this is finished. And like I was saying, 33 and 66 are for children. They're the easiest ones. So we're just taking a look at the various different game settings or game variations. And there's the shield. Just pull down on the controller and you have the shield. And you can float through the asteroids. But if you hold it down too long, then you will blow up. Boom. And then the other special feature for your ship is flip. yeah, you just hold push down and you flip exactly the other direction. Very handy feature. Damn, Atari did a great job on this port. I'm super impressed. But yeah, there's a mix of the game variations have mixes of different special features for your ship, when you get extra lives, how fast the particles of asteroids move, etc., etc. And then from 34 to 66, you get two-player alternating play. And once a ship is destroyed, then you go to the other player. Yeah, try not to use the thrust if you can help it in this game. Really, just stay in the center and use little movements to destroy asteroids that infringe on your comfort zone. Here's me flipping the score over. It's pretty easy to do if you don't have enemy ships to contend with. You know, you put the setting on B, not A. And yeah, it just flips over at 100,000. And we're going to look at some frying. Frying doesn't really seem to do a whole hell of a lot in this game. That was my emulator, Stella. And here we see my ship way up there. And usually it'll crash or something weird will happen. The score looks weird. I've got a backwards 4 for my 5th digit. And some of the asteroids look kind of funky. Yeah, not a whole lot to be gained from frying as far as I can tell. But that's Asteroids. Game number 2. And after game number 2, I'm going to do a list of honorable mentions, guilty pleasures, and maybe games you want to avoid from the Atari 2600. Well, this is Crazy Climber 86. Thanks for watching Asteroids by Atari and Brad Stewart in 1981. Terrific port of the arcade game. Well, I hope you had a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you with my penultimate video coming up. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.